Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the room 2. Let's continue. So, we ran into a little bit of a problem and had to look around to find an object, but we eventually finished the first layer of this treasure chest box and we've unlocked this new one. It looks like we have a letter to start off with. Let's see if I can drag this around to get it so that it's nice and easy to read. It didn't take long for us to track her down. We raced north for 2 miles on the deep sea currents to overhaul her. Overhaul her head start? I don't know if overhaul would be used like that. Apparently the mainland, we turned west. Approaching the mainland, we turned west for 2 miles to cut her off at the coast with no sign. We headed 3 miles back south to meet her. We sighted her surely enough, but she cut through the cape before we could intercept. Now we must wait for the tide. So this seems like this is a pretty simplistic puzzle. So north 2, west 2, south 3. So we have this piece, north 1, 2, and then west 2, and then south 3. 1, 2, 3. And then let's, I guess, hit this button. And it just moves automatically. And then it worked. And then it spun the note. So I imagine now it's going to give us more direction. Let's read this note first. We're getting not a lot of dialogue here in this one in particular. These notes, more often than not, are just codes or solutions to the puzzle. And they're not even very cryptic. Even the elements turned against us. Passage to the Cape took us 4 miles west, but we soon sighted her masts 4 miles to the north of us. Seeing us in pursuit, she cut west 2 miles into the fog bank. With her heavy ballast, we would easily overhaul her. If only this accursed fog should lift. Now, in this story, unlike the previous story, the only indication that our ship actually moved was 4 miles to the west. But I assume it's supposed to be 4 west, 4 north, and then 2 west. Alright. We also have here what looks like a keyhole puzzle of some sort, where I think the goal is probably to do something like this and then do something like this. There we go. So once we have the key, we can put the keyhole there. Oh, I guess we already have a key. Let's just stick a keyhole in there. Ah, so that was important. We couldn't go any further until that. Let's double check this note then. 4 west, 4 north, 2 west. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. Wait, no, I guess it was 4 north. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You can see all this fog on the map. This is a pretty nice puzzle in the fact that it reuses some stuff, and that means we don't have to just immediately figure out how the puzzle works and then abandon that knowledge that we learned. Generally speaking, I like at least a little bit of iteration in puzzle games. You don't want something where there's only one slide tile puzzle in the entirety of the game and then you never see that again. And that's something that a lot of old like point and click adventure games and adventure games often would have, is you just run into maybe a dozen puzzles, but none of them were the same, none of them even iterated on themselves, and that causes a great opportunity for difficulty spikes, because somebody might be great at doing a slide tile puzzle, but they might be terrible at doing a math puzzle, or they might be great at doing math puzzles, but they might be terrible at doing like a jigsaw puzzle. So it increases the odds that almost everybody who isn't perfect at all puzzles is going to run into at least one puzzle in your game that is too difficult. And difficulty for old games were a lot higher than what they are for new games. These are super simple, unless this is just like the first puzzle game you ever done. Let's see. Now clearly this is one of the ones that you can see through the lens. Wherever now the fog lifted shortly before noon, and there she was 6 miles to the south. Rapidly she closed her. Rapidly we chased her down, or no, it says closed her down, and she fired east 2 miles back towards the Cape. Now she lies north of us just by 1 mile. She won't reach the Cape again. And they're talking about the ship that they're chasing. So 6 south, 2 east, north 1. And let's see. Seems like we're doing something different here. I'm not sure I'm ready for this, because this feels like this is going to be something that unlocks something else before I'm really ready. But whatever, we'll do it. I doubt the game is going to let me leave the area before I'm finished. This is actually more realistic steering than I would expect for a cell phone game. Of course, that's not really lined up, and it seems like they consider that good enough. Okay, I did need to do that first. Alright, so 6 south, 2 east, 1 north. Which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1 north to make a loop. And the piece falls in. And now it has given us something. A female... oh! Mast piece to go on the ship. Painted figurehead. Wow, and the whole thing just slams on you. It's like, you're done with this puzzle. You don't need to focus anymore on it. Well, see, that's weird, because then what was the whole deal with this? Like, are we gonna have to come back and deal with that later? I would criticize this, though. And again, this might just be a pre-bought asset. I would have preferred something that was more mermaid-ish in this design. Something that, from the first glance, looks like a figurehead, masthead. I guess I didn't need to click on it, I needed to drag it. And yeah, this opens yet another section. Let's see. Nothing to see here. We now have a model ship wheel. And at a certain point here, we are just going to, I think, finish the chapter and move to another area. Let's see. It attaches. No real surprise there. We just gotta figure out where it attaches. I guess it attaches here. I hadn't seen that. And then a spin unlocks this part that we'd seen before. And that releases the masts. And it seems like there was an animation there that played twice. I don't know really why. Let's see. It says Rose. Alright. I zoomed out too much. I don't know if I have anything to do yet where I could spell the word Rose. Here we go. Very linear, these puzzles. R S E. I'm not sure you could have even spelled any other words with that. Now we have a gym, and we've seen this gym before over here. So before we use anything, it'd be nice to look at everything. Graphics don't look amazingly great for a PC game, but it is a cell phone game, so that's reasonable. Now, last time I moved that, it revealed a whole new collection of puzzles, and that seems exactly what the case is going to be here. Here we have another note from our friend AS. It is the natural tendency of this world to twist itself into ever more collaborated arrangements, like the spirals of a vortex, at once both the pattern and the system. It seems as though each room is itself part of a wider apparatus. You must tune the room to find the glyphs, tune the glyphs to find the door. All must be aligned, but for what purpose? Am I the explorer? Am I the prisoner? And we'll see nothing else there. Let's see. Now what will potentially kill me here is if this decides to give me an audio puzzle, because those tend to be the trickiest ones for me. And a lot of people certainly. Got another note here. The Santa Helma came apart on the rocks at 1800 hours. She heaved as if the bottom had been torn from her and began taking on water at a terrible rate. Only there were no rocks. We approached as close as we dared to try and take on survivors, but only one swam clear of the wreckage. He is some sort of scholar. A wild-eyed wreck of a man in tattered, blood-stained rags, clutched in his white-knuckled fist was some sort of sculpture that he babbled was of unimaginable power and worth. It seems our prize may not have gone with the Helena. Okay. So we're getting some backstory here, if any of this backstory is to be believed. In a lot of ways, this just kind of feels like an escape room story where, you know, people claim something is happening, but it really isn't. And it feels very video gamey. Seems like we're going to have to find 4 different shapes. And I don't like how these hints pop up sometimes and then they just don't stay long enough for me to read them. I didn't see anything in the options as far as gameplay. Yeah, there's no gameplay options. Hopefully the screen is bright enough. I didn't change any of that. Let's see. I guess we're starting with this. A weight. Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought that was a weight. It kind of looked like a camera. Nautical measures. Something something. Falmouth. It doesn't seem like it indicates how much it weighs, though. Which, not much of a weight if it doesn't tell you how much it weighs. Let's see. So that started us down the path, I guess. And so we can now swing this, and we can swing this. Seems like it's going to still put us on a pretty linear experience. We have a small disc, and looks like a small disc fits in here. And that releases another weight. And another small disc. So, yeah, I think we kind of get it. But there's a lot of double clicking to get to that point, too. And this is not too bad, but it does definitely feel pretty connected. You just do this one by one. Another weight. We're getting a lot of audio as if it's a shocking surprise. How is this supposed to work? Are we making a square? Not sure what shape I'm supposed to be making with this. Seems like you could do basically anything you want, but without knowing what you're doing, you're left questioning it. Well, we have a weight, so we might be able to move forward at the very least. What does this one look like? It's a more hexagonal shape. I didn't look at the previous one. Should work right here. Is that not what this? It's a hexagon. Oh, but then it rotates into a triangle. Sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. Alright, now we have a problem. I think all of these are supposed to meet at the same time, is the general idea, so I think there's supposed to be a level balance to all of this. It's pointing downward, so let's see if what happens if we point all of these downward. Yeah, nothing really locking in on this one. And I would need 4 pieces. A round socket. Thanks for telling me. Let's look all around. Let's see if we see anything. Feels like I need to be able to do something to bring that back together. May have to just give up and ask for a hint. Like, this really isn't a scenario where I think I can brute force a combination lock. There's too many angles. Like, way too many angles. Nothing seems to be clicking in. We had already tried this. No real hint. Well, we have this shape, I suppose, over here. This shape, which is a pattern, so perhaps what I'm supposed to do is emulate that pattern like that and that and then that and then that. I mean, it's not really copying that pattern, but I don't see any other way you could do it. Let's see what the hint says. There's a drawer on the edge of the box's left lid. Oh, so it straight up didn't just told me the answer. Something seems to be stopping the drawer from opening. So we definitely don't want to use the hints anymore. That was awful. That was not a hint at all. That was straight up telling me, hey, do this thing. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna have to look again to just see what I'm. Square. Alright, see, this one in the lower right is pointing upward. This is the deal. So no equal pattern I tried would have gotten me anywhere. So honestly, this feels like it should work. But it's not, so I must be doing something wrong. don't see how I could be doing anything wrong though. I'm like following the pattern exactly right, unless I need the pattern to follow it at the orientation that the game this side of it would be. Pointing upward, pointing upward. Oh, no, these are spinning too. Alright, this is way more difficult. Alright, so I'm gonna rotate this, rotate this, rotate this a bit, rotate this a bit. And so I messed everything up. So I still have no idea which one controls anything. But now the bottom two, the bottom left one is the only one that's wrong. So we can move this and rotate it like this and see if that changed the bottom left one over here. Yeah. And we've got a small disk object now. Well, that was very disappointing, certainly, with the hint just telling me what needs to be done. And it's getting pretty repetitive here, I have to admit. Doing 4 weights, 4 slide puzzles, you feel like you're stretching for time, certainly. And speaking of time, we've gone another 25 minutes. I'm not even really making 30-minute episodes right now, because I know this game is going to be that short. So that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, or Battle.net, all of those links are down below in the description box. And if you want to support me, those links are down below also. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.